Thank you, Kat.
That is the first introduction which has involved my cat.
He's now not just Instagram famous, but Regina. Word. Up. Word. Up. Word. Oh yeah. All right. It's a poetry slam. How are you doing tonight? Let me see what I can do to add to that. Talented poets all across the board tonight. Really lovely to hear your work. Thank you so much. Before I forget, a couple of important sponsors are the Canada Council for the Arts and the League of Canadian Poets. I'm a member. You can ask me questions. Poets, if you have any questions about joining, make some noise for those sponsors as well. Since it's an honor to be here with you today, I decided I would start with this poem called Lucky. This also follows nicely on This Is Not a Love Poem. I am lucky like a four-leaf clover because you picked me, and at the end of our leprechaun rainbow we found a pot of gold. We're spending our nickels and dimes at the coffee shops and laundromats, saving for a vacation because we have a life together, and I have a tattoo of a horseshoe on my tap dancing shoe. Sometimes my dancing sounds like rain before the storm, and then everything gets wet. It's embarrassing, and our umbrella hug keeps us close. It's fun and messy and full of rain when we're dancing in these mud puddles. Our friends are there on those granite shores, there with a towel hug and hot shower space. After all that time outside, shelter me here through thick wallets or thin conversations to the times when double latte rainbows shine in the sky and you see me naked. A wall bear kind around your smooth, silky, soft skin, arms savoring touch and settling into the lamplight of our home and love letter of a futon together. Gallery wall of all the times on display for dinner guests to see you know me. The community passing through sees gifts galore, but cats, birds, and small mouse mouths, still you treat me kindly because we are learning together through this rain and mudslick sliding, disaster abated. I know now that you live for road trips and I for deep breaths, still silence and countryside. Take me on a bike trip, spring with me into the next season, slow, steady, warm by the fire, my heat lamp, my big spoon, love bug, write me a poem that is our life. That is love. Making itself known, one step and assuredly certain uncertainty, life living lucky, moment at a time. And we sing cocoon, so our flower pot fertile, full organic, first hillside hymn, some staring into the starry bright eyes after bleary winter blues comes through in full glory. I am hopeful as a hooligan that I can hustle enough dough for our family to flourish, fruit bowl full to raspberry in my rearview mirror and rattle me into this moment, gift as you are. So with snow globe intention, set fast future forward, relishing that you are a good grade, and we be beyond loggerhead turtle, Capricorn, Cancer, twin moon, singing Scorpio, and the stars read us, teacup, we are each a kaleidoscope of possibility and a universe of chance. Lucky. My partner wrote it into her grant, I do believe, to come to the Cathedral Arts Festival. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you, but Jim at the sound desk seems to be in disguise because I believe on Saturday afternoon, is your name Mitchell last name?
Yes, it is.
This looks a lot like you. So you can catch Jim on Saturday afternoon, right? How amazing is that? This is my second time. Can you hear me at the back if I go off from that?
Yep.
I can hear you.
You're doing such a great job. I'll use the mic one more time, but I may have to go off it later because it just feels different, you know? It's like there's something come between us. So, once upon a time I was in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. You know the place, right? So you're right? My friend who lives in Thompson, Manitoba, they like drive to Winnipeg for the weekend, so I figure you must drive on some weekend or another to Saskatoon. Very exciting. It's like 8 hours to get to Winnipeg from Thompson, but they don't mind. She misses the shopping. Loves the kids in the school. I love getting to do workshops. It was an honor today. I met a couple students from Scott and a bunch from Tom, and I feel like someone needs to make a joke like Scott one walks into a bar and says, "Hey Tom, how you doing?" And they're like, "Well, you know, neither of us should be here because we're high schools." I just made that up right here, right now. So I was supposed to do a poem about once Once upon a time I was in Saskatoon and I did this poem on the final stage. It was like a sold-out audience, 600 people, so you can picture that, or be your beautiful Regina selves, because here you are. Let me hear you one more time. In Minneapolis, near a lake, there's a peace garden with a bronze statue of an origami crane in process. The statue shows its metamorphosis from first fold to final stoic shape. It's summer. We walk around this statue. We read instructions set in stone. You want to kiss me, but don't fold, and I am terrified to fly. We are two cranes, admiring the hundreds strung together in nearby trees. I wonder if they make it through the winter. I winter with your warmth at a distance. You fly north in spring, knowing I'm a bird afraid to migrate. Your well wishes flock to me. My words fly out to you. I love the sound of your call to mate. I wanted to make love like origami, to fold into something beautiful. And like folded birds of peace and paper prayers on fire, we folded step by step to build a life together despite unanswered questions and cuts too deep to heal. It's summer again, and this time at that peace garden, I hold back from asking you to marry me. I was 999 paper cranes dedicated. I wished with origami love, but I always came up short of those 1,000 paper cranes. They would have decorated our wedding. We were folding as instructed, make everything around you beautiful, but it wasn't. This is not our dream come true. We are too different. This is how you burned me. And our almost is unbearable. My learning how to love unfolds. Paper crane, open up to what's inside. Written there, a whole history book on a shelf. Next to origami in disarray, I lit a paper crane on fire to release you. And it's cold here now in the chaotic wake of our secret beauty of a life together. I want a new migration pattern, so I will return to that peace garden because ancient Japanese legend has it that making 1,000 origami cranes grants a wish. And I want us both to find that love, the kind we kept folding for. I wish to see those 1,000 origami cranes take flight. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. I actually came the day after my book launch. This is the book. Raise your hand if you know what a letterpress is. Yay, there's at least one person. That's amazing. Can you tell us?
Yes. Letterpress is used to print old-fashioned movable type and for new polyester called multiplate.
Whoa. So we're talking old-fashioned here. These letters were set by hand. We put them in. Hugh Walter Barclay runs the Hellbox Press. This is the mark of the press out of Kingston, Ontario. So we put these together and hand-bound them. So the cover is made on letterpress. My first chapbook, what's that one called? That was a while back, eh? And I'm nervous. Piecing it together. Was totally published on letterpress, including prints. This one is a lot more humble, kind of like the stuff I made from where I come from. But they are still hand numbered to honor, this is lucky number 7, to honor the printing press tradition. So this work is kind of 5 years in the making. Paper cranes is in here. So is this next one I'm going to do. So yeah, being in a big room of strangers talking about heartbreak or love is intimidating, but sometimes I've found the work of digging deeper with family is all the more, not really less, intimidating. So let me know you're out there. Word up! Word up! Word! My grandmother says to me, family is family is family is family. She nearly doubles me over with laughter and tears. I wonder, does she mean family is family and will always be? Family is family, so accept it for what it is. When she says this F word 4 times over, I'm struck in the gut, confounded. I don't know exactly what she means. She's my mom's mom. She's the woman who raised my mom. She's her aunt, and the woman who raised me is my aunt. So we are family as family who is family and will always be. So when I say love is love is love is love, I mean all I really need sometimes is to know someone cares, because love so much activates my life. I need to learn to feel the love that's all around and share this love I found with all those around. This take what you can get and give everything you've got attitude comes comes from my experience of finding love in unexpected places. Whether a family friend, a teacher, a social worker, a lawyer, many, 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 who were not my biological family, took care of me as I needed growing up. Do you know that if a child's needs go unmet, they become forever unfulfilled? In the face of this fact of my life, I've been lucky to meet the love I've needed in kind strangers and friends and parts of my family, but there are days when I'm burdened by questions like, will my love for my mom and dad ever be enough? And how do I repay that gratitude to my aunt and uncle who raised me, my brother, my sister, alongside their own 3 children? Our love is family, bonds forever, unforgettable and incomparable. But these days I'm on my own a lot, and then one day my business coach says to me, a Coke is a Coke is a Coke. I wish he meant to say this: forever profiting off of thirst, multinationals, a symbol of corporate greed, and we'd be better off allocating our resources elsewhere. I really do. Those words did not come out of his mouth. What he's actually saying is, it's always the same taste, so it sets up a craving. In a world where a Coke is a Coke is a Coke, this is never true of love in the face of unimaginable loss. This is never true of family when our actions can't be undone. So how do I live my life in the face of this reality? Location, location, location. Locate yourself where you're surrounded by loving people. Locate yourself so you can give back to those who raise and support you. Locate yourself in this world of constant change. Locate yourself where there is love. That's where I'll be. Try this off the mic thing. Thanks anyways, Jim. So word up, I know Shayna in particular, I got to learn a bit about Kat, Johnny, the whole team. I know that you worked really hard to bring me here today, so thank you very, very much. Congratulations on being a team. Audience, if you hear something you like tonight, please make sure you talk to the poets. That goes a long way. As Kat said, I've been in this business, art form, world, profession for a while. You didn't call me as old as the rocks. I accidentally did that to a poet in Sudbury where I had my first stop before my official book launch. Actually, that was years and years ago. We were in a show together. He was the poet laureate. That's like the best way that story could have gone. I said, sorry, Sudbury, I just insulted. But he was yeah. So I'm not as old as the rocks. I did study the rocks once, and I know that when I did poems about geology, people were like, yay. But it makes a big difference when there's one person who's like, yeah, rock on. So, talk to the poets, give them some love. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Judges, I'm going to ask you in the next poem to do a drawing, an interpretive drawing. So this is my second last poem, because I didn't time myself and I'm trying to keep everything on time. So you can get ready for that. Warm yourself up, stretch, like poets do before a poem. This one is also in the book, and it's a little, conversation piece, call and response. Here's my response to your poem. When I'm teaching about the square footage of a heart, I want to know how wide is your heart, what depths does yours have, what volumes does yours hold. Little Shayna interrupts to ask, why are we doing math in poetry class? I tell her poetry starts here, it's reflected everywhere. When you look with poet eyes and listen with poet ears, even math can become poetry. See, when I was a student measured by 80s and 90s discipline despite my tenderness, there was so much I wanted to know. It wasn't easy to focus. But math had the power to calmly captivate my attention. The unfettered unfolding of mathematical logic hypnotized me. When I was learning about the square root of -1, an imaginary number by definition, I decided if we're reasoning with imaginary numbers, we can imagine all the answers. Dear math teacher, if you're trying to explain to me something about the patterning of electrical currents, tell me why they fire through my body. Tell me why I'm wired with feeling. Tell me how to add presence and subtract fear. Don't tell me you don't know. Don't tell me it's unrelated. If you tell me it's just biochemistry, touch releases endorphins to excite dopamine and serotonin soothe. Oxytocin builds bonds like magic. It won't be enough. I want to know what chemistry makes me say, I love you. What bonds help me know I'm safe here. What distance isn't measured but overcome by heartstrings flying kites. Don't tell me what you've heard before. Teach me. I need answers I can live by. Teach me the patience Rilke knows. His voice echoes, young poet. Do not now seek the answers you could not live. The point is to live everything. But I've lived uncertainly because of what fear keeps me from imagining. So when the fury of my living burns, my measure is heart, and what distance I've traveled. Help me imagine the square footage of this heart expanding wide open like that field so poetically created. Thank room. That field beyond all right and wrongdoing, I want to meet you here. I want to tell little Tanya, your heart is big enough for beauty and pain. So don't hold logic too tightly. Use whatever measurements and translation you need to get it right. Imagine, and you will have all the answers you need. It's just tea that I'm chugging, I promise. Don't chug any alcohol, or nice worship also, right? That would be awkward. So that was in the poem. This book is, this is for the person who's like, I wasn't ready. This book is $10. Only $10? You almost had it. I think you're going to have a coordinator, right? So it's been fun, lovely, you have a beautiful city. You are the queen of cities. I do know. Getting hot here. This is my last poem. That means, judges, are you ready? Because I've never had this honor, actually, of interpretive scoring. Always the harsh numbers and the math. Why? Oh, it's hard. Do you know what that does? I hope these interpretive scores will like more so like dance. This one's on YouTube. Look at it and compare notes. It's what I will do here tonight. I'm so gay that people tell me I look like Ellen. I'm so gay that one day I plan to grow up and get gay and married. Thank you for that, Bear Bergman, one of my favorite gay authors. Yes, I have favorite gay authors because I'm that gay. I'm so gay that all my haircuts are styled by a gay stylist. But is it the gay haircut that made the gay person, or the gay person that makes this haircut gay? I'm so gay that I decorate my bike with glitter and chase rainbows because glitter is a sparkling reminder of my participation in the Dykes on Bikes contingent of the Dyke March. Every year I go to the Dyke March, the Trans March, and the Pride Parade, where my ex-lovers read poems. My siblings, they all dance in gay bars to celebrate me. I danced alongside Elizabeth May in the Green Party, dressed as a radish for Food Forward. Not even joking, March of the Proud Anglians, and been part of the Toronto District School Board's Watergun Filling Support Team for the kids on the kid-decorated float. All of this is a very public reminder that I deserve to love and be loved and be myself. I'm so gay that I'm proud of it, because I have to be. When my partner and I hold hands on the street, we are the Pride Parade. I'm so gay that I have a partner, as you heard, and a cat. Not a business partner, but a spoon me in bed, cooking meals that are each a life partner, one day wife partner, and I need to learn Russian because she will speak it to our children. Partner. We're so gay that we're taking the queer women's parenting course called Dykes Planning Tights. When we do have children, they will likely be called We're Spawn. I'm so gay that you probably know it when you see me because I love to wear dress shirts and ties and big gay boots. When I ballroom dance, I usually lead. I fuck with gender. I actually identify as queer, and I need a poem like this to respond to when you say, that's so gay. Because I'm gay. So unless you're one of my super gay friends celebrating our fabulous LGBTQ lives with that expression, I don't want to hear it ever again. If someone around you says it, stop them and talk about it, please. If you're so straight that you narrow-mindedly don't understand parts of this poem, do your research first on how to become a better ally. Because I'm so gay that I love to dance, and have a nap when I'm really tired, and I have all sorts of feelings, I write all sorts of poems, I eat nachos. I'm so gay that I'm like you. I know sometimes that scares you. You want to make me other and lesser, but that is not okay. You need to check your understanding of human rights before your madness does any more to dehumanize me, my loved ones, my family, and my community. Because I'm so gay that it is only part of who I am. And I deserve to love and and be loved and be myself. We all deserve to love and be loved and be ourselves in all the ways under the rainbow.